Hello everybody, welcome to Forza Italian Football. It's me, Dob, reporting live from the Stadio San Siro, where AC Milan won a game, everybody. The first home game they've won since September 20th when they beat Spal, and the first Serie A game they've won since the start of November when they beat Sassuolo. So things are looking up. It was Gattuso's first win since he took over from Vincenzo Montella. Obviously last weekend you had that crazy result against Benevento, and then the midweek defeat in the Europa League to Rijeka. But they've won, they've turned the corner, maybe, we'll see. In terms of the performance, it was much better. It's probably the best the performance I've seen from Milan this season, in terms of kind of their just general play and creating chances and trying to get forward. Gattuso obviously changed the formation from a back three to a back four with Romagnoli's suspension, and it looked a lot better. It looked like the players kind of knew what they were doing, or at least had an idea of what they were supposed to do, whereas before, when they had three at the back, it looked like the players were kind of struggling and didn't really seem to kind of know exactly what was being asked of them. This was something that Montolivo kind of said post-match, that the change in formation is something that the players are all used to, and the players kind of are able to follow through the instructions a lot easier. And he kind of mentioned, he kind of hinted at the three in the back problem, saying that with three in the back you either play well or you struggle. And obviously in Milan's case they kind of struggled when they had three at the back. So whether or not this means that Gattuso is going to stick with a back four, which I think he should obviously, when Romagnoli comes back from injury, or drop Masaccio and play Romagnoli and Bonucci, is something which we shall have to wait and see. In terms of the forward line, Kalinic I thought was a bit static, and he came off, and then when you had Cutrone and Andre Silva and Suso, I think up front, I think the Milan were a lot more dynamic as well. I think probably the biggest change I seen was the intensity, and obviously you'd expect that from a Gattuso team, a team that kind of feed off the hunger that he had as a player, and the intensity and the pressing particularly from Bonaventura was really good to see, and Kessie as well. The two of them kind of really pressurised the Bologna midfield, and that obviously led to mistakes, and it led to Milan getting the ball a lot in the kind of final third of the pitch. Although, saying that, Bologna didn't really help themselves, because initially they kind of sat back, Milan scored, then they went forward, they scored, and then basically after Bologna got their equaliser, they kind of just sat back, and it's basically kind of stayed that way until Milan got their second goal, and then they went forward again. So I think maybe if Roberto Donaldoni had a bit more of an adventurous spirit, and then you might have seen a bit of a different result. But Bologna, I think, came here probably looking for a point rather than going for all three of them. That's it's a good start. It's freezing as well. Gattuso said after the game that he didn't have a big puffy jacket on, just had a suit jacket on, because he could have stood there bare chested because he was loving it so much. So yeah, we'll see. I'm shivering, it's cold, it's been snowing all day in Milan, so it's time to go home, I think. Obviously this week we've got the Coppa Italia, 2 games at the San Siro, Inter and Milan both at home, so we shall be back for them. Let us know what you thought of the game, if you think this is a real turning point for Milan, or if you just think it's a flash in the pan and we'll be back to normality in their next Serie A match. So leave a comment, let us know what you think, and we shall speak to you later. So there's nothing else left for me to say other than arrivederci.